Welcome to this edition of Mayor's Report Pleasanton. I'm your host, Dr. Marshall Kamina. Joining me today is Mayor Jack Balch from the very city of Pleasanton, where we sit right now. And welcome to this edition.
Thank you. I appreciate being here.
What topics would you like to cover that you feel would be appropriate for Mayor's Choice?
Yeah, so always appreciate the opportunity to highlight a few things for the Mayor's Choice. My number one that I'm going to highlight for many of our residents, and it's been something we've touched on lightly in the past, is PG&E is going to be coming to town. So PG&E is going to be hosting a town hall breakout forum type meeting. And because we are expecting a lot of residents to show up, particularly from the west side of town that have had a lot of outages recently in their history, we're going to be holding it at the Pleasanton Senior Center. It's October 6th at 4:30 to 8 p.m. And so I really wanted to highlight this because we don't actually own or control the PG&E power grid, but we are partners with them. And so getting them to come here and help us understand the issues that Pleasanton's facing for reliable power has been a real elevated topic for me as residents have been going through challenges. I get it, right? You buy food, cost of food is high. PG&E is already high, and then to not have reliable power is a very challenging combination. So that's one. The second I want to highlight, and maybe a shout out, is to our Pleasanton Military Families group. So this group started long before I was involved in politics. 25 plus years ago, they've been in existence. Packaged care packages for our troops overseas, as well as supporting military families here in town in the Tri-Valley. They are completing their mission. There's not many overseas individuals anymore. And so they just had their final barbecue on September 11th, a fitting day. And so they'll be disbanding. The other thing I wanted to highlight is something that's come up often is the e-scooters. In the Tri-Valley, a lot of our residents have noticed that there are quite a few kids with scooters that are going in the 30+ mile an hour range. Hopefully safely, but maybe they could do a little bit better to abide by some of the traffic laws in town. And so the 5 cities, I'm happy to mention, the 5 cities of Danville, San Ramon, Dublin, Pleasanton, and Livermore have come together to form a working group. Danville is actually taking the lead on it, so they've had a meeting to start. It will look through what options the Tri-Valley or the Tri-Valleys, because it's all 5 cities, have together for what we can do as either ordinances or state law changes, advocacy, to start to really kind of address this problem, which we see as a growing problem. So e-scooters will be, I'm calling them e-scooters, but it could be e-bikes. Frankly, they're electronic motorcycles with how fast they go. So we're not talking the ones that when you pedal, they actually go. We're talking the ones that can go without pedaling. So those are some things I just wanted to highlight in Mayor's Choice.
Do those bicycles with these electric apparatus on them have to get a license, a separate license?
Well, so that's actually a little bit of what is not known by some of the youth that get them. You have to be a certain age group, and then at certain speeds, yes, you have to have a full-on driver's license. And so our police department has gone to our middle schools and walked the bike racks and has seen them that a child in school at that age, that would be an illegal mode of transportation. And so they have been an educational campaign with the students and the parents and the teachers, students and parents, teachers on the side, because when mom or dad have to come pick up the kid because the scooter's not legal, that starts to help the conversation get started. So we understand it's a big challenge, and we're trying to find options. So at this point, but it's a good topic to let viewers know it's not escaping us, this challenge we've got.
Well, that's great information. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure everybody thinks about how water gets to our tap and the complicated infrastructure that's required there. I wonder if you could update us on what the city has been doing and studying and why.
Great question. I've mentioned to people that if I ever moved out of town to a new city, I would simply turn on the tap, water would come out, and I'd pay the bill, because some ignorance on this is bliss, I will mention. But we have had to learn a lot about our water system, and the city is really working at educating our public about what is involved in it. At this point, many of our residents probably do know that 100% of our water is coming from purchases from Zone 7. because Zone 7 has to transport that water through the State Water Project, we're part of that project, it's very costly, very capital intensive. And so the cost of the water from Zone 7 is definitely at a high mark versus when we pumped it out of the ground in the past, we were able to supplement or provide about 20-25% of our water, drinking water needs, and that was at a much cheaper cost because it didn't have to move through the State Water Project and pay for some of that capital. But what we've done as the city, and residents probably are aware of this, is we did a full, I'll call it audit, but it's a full investigation of every age of every pump, every pipe, the pressures involved, the SCADA system that manages pressures and water flow. And we've done this analysis to see what do we need to do to have a reliable, high quality drinking water and maintain it, right? So that it is here in the long run. From that review, once we knew the age of everything and how many pumps we had and at what useful life, we were able to come together and figure out a cost. And unfortunately, hold your seat, I'm sure you're getting up, it's approximately $70 million over 5 to 8 years needed for our water system if we were to do a replacement. So what the council did, working with this data-driven approach, is we looked at a couple of different options for how to fund the need, right? And there was a very aggressive option, which would have put forth water rate increases of approximately 24%, 24%, I think it was 15 and 15. Then there's a milder medium approach, which is the one the council did put forth in a Prop 218 notice that is currently in front of our residents. And that one proposes kind of a more moderate amount. I'm losing it as I'm talking to you about the increase. And then the third lower amount would have probably only addressed the critical needs and actually caused, I think, challenges long-term, a lower funding amount. And so by putting in some debt and looking longer term, we've chosen the process. The 218 notice went out, and I'll just mention to the resident, you can be part of the conversation and see all of this data on our October 7th council meeting. Starts at 7 p.m. at Old Burnell Road and the council hall, or city chambers, excuse me, and come and be part of it. We know the water rate increases we had in the past. We've got to be very diligent about what we're doing now, and this data-driven process has really shed light on where we're at. And now we're finding the plan to address it.
Well, I was going to ask how the citizens may become involved, but boy, you covered that quite.
I want to make sure everyone knows how they can get involved and get in touch with me. Let me know.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
But let's stay on, with your permission.
Oh, please.
Let's stay on the topic of water.
Yeah.
The city and Zone 7 and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers have been working on a flood project. Can you let us in on any of the secret things?
Yeah, so luckily, or maybe thankfully, Zone 7 is the lead agency on this. As you know, they're the groundwater basin managers for the area, as you know yourself. And so what we're doing, or they're doing with our assistance as well, is we're looking at the arroyos and cleaning them out so that we can get flood channels flowing in case there was a major flood. So people in town probably know we've got kind of two major arroyos, Arroyo Mocho and then the Alamo Canal, and they transport water basically from the Tri-Valley out to the bay through Sunol, right? And so they're working to restore those channels to their original strength. There's been a lot of silt and muck that has caused them to shallow or reduce the capacity of those channels. And so that's what they are working on. The project is going to be kicking off. In fact, it already did kick off. And hopefully in the next few years, months, it will restore the more than 30 miles of flood protection channels in the Tri-Valley. I'll mention, these are also a great area to recreate. You know, in partnership with Zone 7, both for us and Livermore and Dublin, a lot of these arroyos and the canal provide walking and bike trails. Some are gravel, some are paved, but they provide an excellent way to get through town without being on city streets. So great partnership, and so we're working on that.
Thank you. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back on this edition of Mayor's Report Pleasanton in just a moment. Welcome back to this edition of Mayor's Report Pleasanton. We're here talking with Mayor Jack Balch from the city of Pleasanton. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
September is National Preparedness Month. The city is offering different ways to find out about how to stay safe. Can you tell us some of the things we might find on your site or events that are upcoming, like emergency preparedness website, etc.?
Yeah, excellent question. Excellent question. So I'll start with the city of Pleasanton is also preparing for an emergency. We actually reviewed and adopted our emergency plan update at our September 16th council meeting. So if you'd like to watch that, you can watch that whole section related to it. But September is National Preparedness Month. The key takeaway is make a plan. Make a plan today. So, you know, an emergency can happen at any time. I will go into that just at Home Depot in Pleasanton yesterday. They had an earthquake simulator talking about a $3,000 rebate you can get to help strengthen your home bracing. So there are programs out there to help you prepare for an earthquake and any other natural disaster. Sitting in a trailer simulating an 8.0 earthquake, by the way, was jarring. I will go with.
Pardon the pun, yeah.
Yeah, I lived through Loma Prieta like many of our residents, and 8.0 was significantly more. So, but in Pleasanton, the way I would start off is encourage you to take steps now, small steps, right? Make a family plan, make sure you have phone numbers, make sure you have a to-go bag or a go bag with emergency essentials in it, right? Learn where you can get trusted information in an emergency. One of the things that we've learned or read about for the Southern California emergencies was that when reputable sources of information want to provide information, they do it at a cadence so that the information can be vetted and be reliable. Well, in the lack of information, misinformation or disinformation can occur, especially when we're all trying to just get answers to some basic questions. I want to just encourage residents to know your reputable source, know when that cadence or pace of information will come out so that you are getting reliable, vetted information. On the City of Pleasanton's website, if you go to the website up at the top, your community, and then right down there on the box is emergency preparedness. It's you can go there. It has checklists for building an emergency kit, practical steps you can take in case of different emergencies. It has PG&E safety resources for your power safety shutoffs, wildlife safety, and how they can residents can prepare for an extended power outage. In addition, I am pleased to announce, although people probably know about it because it's already out there, that the Livermore Pleasanton Fire Department will be having a fire safety expo on October 11th at the Fire Training Center at 333 Bush Road, 3333 Bush Road, right across from the transfer station, basically. It's a family-friendly event where you can meet firefighters, see live demonstrations, prepare for yourself, and get hands-on tips for protecting your homes. So check that out on our website. Again, go to the City of Pleasanton's website, go down to your community, it's at the bar at the top, and then emergency preparedness, and all that information is in there. But the key is you cannot prepare after it occurs. So start today. Yes.
Amen.
Yeah, that'd be a little too late. Yeah.
Let me shift gears just a little bit. Sadly, as you indicated, we're moving into fall, but many residents, I'm certainly one of them, were able to enjoy the concert season in the newly renovated Lions Wayside Park. Being a life member of 55 years of Lions Club, I appreciated it very much. Thank you. But was renovating the park worth it? And would you give us a recap?
Yeah, I don't think going into fall is a sad thing. I like pumpkin spice lattes myself, so 'tis the season, as they say, right? So I'm pretty excited. Fall is right here. But you know, when we look at closing out the summer, and I did take a minute in one of our prior broadcasts to talk about this, Pleasanton has a lot to be proud of. This year has generated just a lot of good things for our community. I know we've got economic challenges and headwinds ahead. We cannot sweep that under the rug. But just as a community, we have that new Lions Wayside Bandstand, the renovated Lions Wayside Park, the upgrades to DeLucchi Park. all of that is enhancing our downtown. I think our residents think it's an outstanding improvement that we've been able to accomplish. We're not complete. There's going to be a parking lot increase on the backside so that we can connect the firehouse to First Street a little bit better with some additional parking there. But we've got the new bandstand, new lighting, expanded lawn. We've got the cool lights that change color with the area for bench seating so that if you get an ice cream, you can go to the park and enjoy it right next to the Wheels bus stop as well. It's got ADA access for all our residents to be able to use and enjoy. And then, as we look ahead, we're looking at the traffic improvements there for bike ped. We're looking at really improving the whole downtown allure, right? Because we want to lure people to be able to come and recreate in town, but then also hopefully support their local businesses by enjoying a meal or some other retail element, right? So again, I want to point out that the park itself, excellent improvement. It was done all with fees, none of it from the general fund money. So we collect fees when developers build homes in town. It's specifically earmarked for parks. And so those were the monies that were used to actually do the construction. And frankly, I'm impressed and appreciative that we stayed on budget. As a result of staying on budget, we were able to add some additional alternatives to the project, which enhanced it all, including the wider path through DeLucchi Park and the benches. That was an alternative added in. And again, as we look ahead, taking some of those elements like the lights that change colors, we're looking at where else can we put that in town to really liven up Main Street. Those cafe lights are the new thing, and maybe those on Division Street or on Main Street itself. So always looking to improve our downtown and make it a destination.
I'd love to know where you got that grass. Every single blade looks like it was planted individually. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, well, economies of scale, you got to mow it quick, man. It's a big lawn.
Are there any other events you might be able to help us out with?
Yeah, so as I started off at the Mayor's Choice at the top of the hour, I want to re-highlight for our residents that PG&E is coming to town on October 6th from 4:30 to 8 p.m. at the Pleasanton Senior Center. There'll be breakout tables so that you can ask individual questions. Don't forget that even if you're not affected by a recent power outage on the west side of town, you're welcome to come to ask about rebates or anything else to help energy efficiency for your home. So lots of options there. The second thing I want to highlight is Ava Community Energy, staying on energy, is still offering its e-bike rebate program where you can get up from $400 up to $1,500 depending on an e-bike. In town, local businesses are involved in that, so you can go down and learn more. And then two other things I want to highlight. Always fun is Cone with a Cop. Well, in winter, we do Coffee with a Cop. So October 1st will be Coffee with a Cop. Let me make sure I get the time right. 8 to 10 a.m. in the morning on the Starbucks on Burnell. Now there's two of them, and I realized this preparing for the meeting. So this is the Starbucks by 680, the one down by the fairgrounds, not the Starbucks out by AM/PM and the CVS pharmacy over here. So I'm pointing so our residents can follow. But it's the Starbucks by 680, 8 to 10 a.m. on October 1st. And then the last thing I want to mention is, we've talked about water. The water rates will be discussed by Pleasanton City Council on October 7th, 7 p.m. You're welcome to join the conversation. But also in October, on October 1st, Zone 7 is doubling their lawn conversion rebates. This is the time to convert your lawn. Now think about sheet mulching. You can go into a water-wise landscape. It will reduce your water bill, and Zone 7's rebates will help cover the costs. But it's not just about saving the money, right? It's about reducing the flow of water. Water is becoming an extremely precious resource, and some of these all-natural landscapes are just gorgeous, in my opinion. So they're definitely more suited to our climate. You can learn more about the water in all of the water at Pleasanton Water Conservation, that's one word, .com at the city's website. So thank you.
Thank you, Mayor, for being here today and updating us. I always look forward to it.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for watching this edition of Mayor's Report Pleasanton. Join us for the next episode of Mayor's Report right here on Tri-Valley TV. I'm Dr. Marshall Camina. Thank you for joining us.